because I was tired. I continued to walk when I felt the cold feeling for a third time. I stopped and looked behind again, but the shadow-like figure wasn't there. Then I turned my head back and saw the figure, what must have been 700-800 meters in front of me. And my heart was racing what felt like 100 km/h when I saw this creature. It was standing up from the ground, like it was swerving in the air, with what looked like two big black wing-like things from the side. But what had especially scared me were the face of this creature. It had no visible face, but two bright dark green eyes with something that looked like a hat on its head. I was dead scared and almost shit my pants. I asked, "Hello, who or what are you? Tell me who you are or I will call the cops." When the creature said, "I'm here to do my job," and I shouted, "What job?" in a deeply creeped out voice. When it answered, "You are not the one who I was sent to visit." I then said, "What are you?" And he said with a deep and dark voice, "I am of the ones Allah has given free will, besides the children of Adam." I then shivered and was about to cry because I knew what creature he was at the moment. He was a Jinn, a creature in Islamic mythology, who can travel to the human world. I immediately started running the other way, and I ran until my lungs felt like they collapsed. When I ran for a while, I looked back to see if the creature was following me, and thankfully it wasn't there. I then called my parents and got picked up. I to this day haven't told my parents, but have had this encounter on my thought ever since. I still don't know who he was waiting for or what his intention was. One thing has happened though, I haven't missed. When I went to bed on the 21st of March 1998, I had no idea that my life would be forever changed. I was taken by a man that to this day I've been unable to identify. I fell asleep as I would any other night. It generally took me about 30 minutes to an hour before I would be completely unconscious, but that night was different. I had spent all day playing with my friend Chris and was completely worn out. I fell asleep quickly but was awoken to a cold hand cupped over my mouth and a bear hug. The man carried me outside to his truck where I was hit over the head and knocked unconscious. I woke up after what seemed like only minutes, but for all I know could have been hours. I was bound in a dark basement to a radiator pipe. I was alone. I had no way of knowing the time of day. I was without food and water and had no idea where I had been taken. The first time I saw my captor was when he brought me 2 bottles of water and a cheese sandwich. I asked him, "Why did you take me? What did I do?" But I didn't receive a response. I barely could make out his face in the darkness. It was muscular and unshaven. I guessed him to stand about 6 tall and with darker hair. His eyes were dark and cold. Just thinking about the feeling it gave me with his expressionless stare gives me the shivers to this day. Then, as quickly as the man entered, he left. I sat in the darkness and cried. I was only 8 years old at the time and had no way of knowing if I would ever see my family again. After crying for several hours, I tried to pull myself free of the binding ropes. They wouldn't budge, but I noticed the pipe I was tied to was loose. And after several attempts, I loosened the pipe and slipped the rope through the gap. Having freed myself, I had no idea what to do next. In a feeble attempt to find where the man had come